Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some of your time with me today. If you're new here, you're very welcome. I'm delighted that you chose to click on this video, and hopefully you will hit that subscribe button and the little bell beside it, and that will let you know when I upload my next video. So today I am going to do, I think I'm going to start a new little series, and I'm going to call it my weekend makeup look. So today's weekend makeup look is going to be a kind of a neutral but sort of glam look as well, and I'm actually going to put on some false eyelashes, which I have never done, to just complete the look. So some of the products that I'm going to use you will have seen me use before, and others might be newer. You don't have to use these products in particular. You can use any products that you have. They're similar colours. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to get stuck straight in. I have my skincare done. I just want to put on my primer. It's the Sculpted by Aimee Beauty base, and this one is in Pearl. And the beauty of this is that it has hyaluronic acid, it's moisturising, and it has SPF 30 in it. So I put this on every day regardless. Once I have done my skincare, I put this on every day, and you can see you can wear it with or without makeup, and I often at the moment wear it without makeup because it just gives your skin a healthy sheen, and you can see that there. Just gives the skin a healthy sheen, and it's a beautiful product. For my foundation, I'm going to use True Skin Hydrating Foundation, and that's it there. It's in a pump. It's quite liquidy. I'm using a blank canvas brush, and I am just going to pat that on, and I'm using a combination of my viewfinder and my mirrors here because I'm sitting at my vanity. So I'm using a technique of just tapping it, pushing it into the skin. And I find that works quite well, rather than sort of, you know, moving it around. I'm getting it in where it's needed, and then I can see where I need to put any extra. Because I would tend to have redness in my cheeks, which is a typically Irish condition. We would tend to have redness in our cheeks. Now, I'm not really going around my eyes because I'm going to use a concealer. It actually looks heavier in person, so I'm going to put a little bit more on so that the camera will pick it. The camera doesn't always pick up very heavy makeup, so I'm putting a little bit extra on just so that you can see the effect of this foundation. And it's a lovely foundation. It doesn't feel heavy at all. And when I did use it before, I was happy with the coverage and the staying power. So that's it, and just blend it a little. It's a good match for me, so I don't really need to blend it down my neck. I'm going to go in then with a concealer, and again it's the Sculpted by Aimee Brighten Up Concealer. It's an under eye concealer, so it does actually brighten. It's a nice liquid concealer. You really need a very small amount. And I am going to put it on where I have the most darkness, which is there and there. Right there in the corner of my eye. Just my concealer brush. It's a Real Techniques, and I'm just going to very gently pat it in and bring it slightly over onto my eyelids because it will be a base for my shadows. So you can see that tapped it. You can tap it in with your finger as well. You don't need a brush, or you could tap it in with a sponge. And again, I'm tapping it as opposed to spreading it because I want to keep it in the spots where I have the darkest, and I'll go back in with later to see, you know, if in case I need any more, but you can see that that's pretty good. I always like to go in next with my brow product because I feel that it kind of, your brows really, they do really frame your face, and so to kind of give a nice balance. And this one is newish to me in the last couple of months, but I actually love it. It's the MUA, and it's the Brow Define pencil, and this is in dark brown. It's a tiny, tiny little pencil. And I just find it has a spoolie on the other end. I just find it so easy. I mean, I have been using pencils that are, you know, thicker, they're more waxy. I've used the brow pomades, but this I just really, really enjoy because I can control it a little bit better. I do have brow hair. My daughter dyes my brow hair for me. It needs to be done now, but I mean, that's my natural brow. So you can see I do have brow hair, but it needs to be thickened and evened out. So it probably looks darker than it actually is, but you're kind of going in with little small strokes to mimic natural brow hair. And then I brush it through, and it actually looks quite natural there. If I feel I have any little parts that need filling in, just go back in. And I've just done a natural sort of an arch. And the same with the other side. Brows done. Next I am going to move on to my bronzer, which is the Bobbi brown bronzer in golden light. And I'm using a tapered brush. This is not an expensive brush.
I like a tapered because you can get in under your cheekbones. Now put a little around my hairline because bronzer will warm up your face. You don't have to have it, you know, being too sculpted. I don't like that really, really sculpted look. I like just a little natural shadow. And especially if this is going to be a slightly more glam look for the weekend. Not that we're going anywhere, but it's nice to sort of dress up every now and again. And this is a lovely shade.
So you can see it just warms up the face and gives it a bit of dimension. And I have a newish blush set, and it's by Marissa Carter, and this is called Aphrodite. And it's got 4 beautiful blushes in there. I'm going to go with this color here, which is called Praise. It's a very sort of pale peachy pink, and I'm going to use a Bobbi brown blush brush. Now I'll just see how this picks up. Always tap your excess off, and again, place the product as opposed to sort of sweeping it. Now that's a lovely shade. You can see it just gives a lovely blush of colour, hint of colour, without being overpowering. I really, really like that. And then just to bring it all together, this is just a Real Techniques powder brush, and just to sort of blend it all in so you don't have any harsh lines. Eyes. So I put a little bit of primer using my concealer, and today I am going to use the Charlotte Tilbury quad, and it's the Dolce Vita, and this is it. So beautiful browns and creams, and I am going to put the lightest colour on my lid. I'm just going to use this, I think this is a little Primark brush, and again tap off the excess and just put a wash of that over the lid. And some people like to go in with you know, the transition colour first, but I don't know, I've just always done it this way, and it sort of works for me. This is a Real Techniques, it's just a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with this lovely dark brown here. Sorry, this one here. These don't have names, they're just in the Dolce Vita quad. Now don't worry if you get any fallout or smudges or anything like that, it's easy to clean. So I'm just creating a false crease because I have somewhat hooded eyes, and I want to lift them as opposed to pulling them down. Don't worry, it looks a bit muddy at the moment, but we'll sort that. So I'm kind of just pulling it out and up, away, so that it that does look very muddy, doesn't it? So that it doesn't look too, it doesn't make the eyes look heavy. Now, if you want to do a little bit more detailed, that type of brush is very handy. And this is it's a MAC. This colour here, which is a sort of a browny, rusty colour, and I'm just going to deepen that crease a little bit. Give it a bit more definition by introducing that third shade. So I'm kind of, what I'm actually doing is sort of raising my eyes like that, and then I can feel the brow bone, or your that bone, the socket bone. I'm looking very smudgy. I'm also going to take the same brush and with the darker brown, just now look up when you're doing this. I'm going to hold my mirror up. Sorry, I'm blocking you. You look up and hold the brush up as well, so that you get that nice colour
underneath.
I'll just see if I can, a little bit of fluff. Now I'm going to get a nice fluffy brush like this, and I'm just going to blend all of that together.
And again, I'm kind of blending outwards.
I have MAC Colour Base in Hush, which I use as a highlighter, so I'm going to pop, you just put it on with your finger. I'm going to use my bigger mirror. I'm going to just pop that onto my brow bone to add a little highlight and to sort of blend everything together. While I have that product out, I'm going to just dab a little on my cheekbones. This is very subtle. It's not going to give you, you know, a really stark highlight. It's just very subtle. So if the light catches the high points of your cheekbones, your bone structure, it's going to reflect. Now I am going to use a black liquid liner, and this is by Carter Beauty. It's the liquid liner pen, and it's just black. That's it there, but it's in a gorgeous little felt tip, so it's really, really easy to use. And if you've struggled with using eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, this is a very easy one to use. And once it dries down, it pretty much stays in place. So the way I like to do it is I will come to the very, very corner of my eye there and just pull a little line out like that. And the same on the other side. So the very corner where your top lid meets your bottom lid. So you just pull out a fine line as far out as you want. So you can see. And sometimes they don't look exactly the same, so you can kind of fiddle around with them until they do. That one doesn't seem to be as far out, so I'm going to pull it out a bit more. Now, what you do then is go to the center of your lid, and starting at the lash line, you start with your pen, and then you go up at an angle to meet, you see the way I'm doing that? It's nearly like a little triangle, to meet the other line, and you fill in. And the same on this side. So the middle of the lid, pull it out towards the other line. So you have like a little triangle. There's a tiny little gap there, and you just fill it in. Now you can make that as thick as you would like. You can have a, you can make a thicker line, or you can have it as fine as you like. But if it's a kind of a dramatic look, for a glamorous look for a weekend, then so you can see. I have a very soft brown liner, and this is by AYU, and it is a deep brown coal pencil. It's a twisty up. This is another Irish brand. You've heard me mention it many times before, and I'm going to tight line with this. So I'm going to go under the lash line. I am going to curl my lashes first.
Place the curler over your top lid and push in a little bit and then clamp it. And it should get the bottom or the roots of your lash. And you just pump it a little bit.
You can see the difference. And the same on the other side. And there. Now I'm going to put on some false lashes, and I think I bought, yes, they're Primark. They're just called the Edge Flutter. I put a little bit of glue on. So you let it dry a minute so that it gets kind of tacky. I'm going to try this on camera. So you sit them onto the base of your lashes, like so. Hope you can see that. It looks very dramatic. And you just gently press it so that the glue adheres. So for a nice evening look, lashes always add just that extra bit of glamour. Now I'll do the same with the other. There they are. Not too bad. Just so that it all kind of comes together, I'm going to use some mascara, and my favourite mascara at the moment is the Catrice Iconista, which is absolutely fabulous. Now you don't need to do this.
Also with a little bit of mascara, and you can pick up any of your own that maybe need to be brought out a bit. As you can see here, the ones towards the centre of my eye need to be, or towards the inner corner of my eye rather.
You just let that little smudge dry, and while this is drying, I'm going to do my lips. This is I think it's an Essence, no, it's a Primark lip liner in a sort of a rosy pink, and I'm going to just line my lips.
Slightly overline.
And then I am going to use Urban Decay Rush. It's a cream lipstick, so it's kind of rosy pink as well. If you have made a mistake like I have with the smudge here, you get your little spoolie that I used for my brows, and once that's dry, it should literally just lift off with a spoolie. It's pretty much gone. Now I'm going to go back in with a little bit of concealer under my eyes, just to make it a little bit sharper. Now a little bit of powder, and this is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in 1. I'm literally scraping it out, but I only want a little, just under the eyes like that, just to sort of set that. And then anywhere that you think you might need a little bit of staying power, so that's the makeup. I'm going to fix my hair and I'll be back. So I'm back. I have just curled my hair with my GHD, and that's the makeup look. I hope you like it. Some nice earrings, and I do have a little cami on. So even though we are not going anywhere at the moment, sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of glamour because it lifts your spirit, and maybe you could have a little date night, or you know, with your hubby or your partner, or just some glam time with your daughters, your kids. Well, yeah, I'm off to have a glamorous time. I'm look at that piece sticking out. I am off to make pizza for my kids. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you like this look. Very easy to do. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the little bell beside it, and you will be notified as to when I upload another video. And I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.